Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Mike Yah coming back to you with another real quick word of the day, right? 8 days until Passover, right? We got 8 days until this glorious Passover. So what we must do now is stay in the spirit, right? Stay completely in the spirit, purge out the leaven, get in the vibe, man. Get in the vibe, get in the Passover spirit, right? Not saying there's something wrong with reading other books. I'm going over Psalms right now, but it's pertaining to the Passover, the particular verse I wanted. But we should be reading these accounts, right? We should be building up our spirits, purging out that leaven, going over these accounts, right? Getting your house in order, right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78. And it reads, I'm going to start at verse 5, right? For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, right? So even this Passover, your children are supposed to know about this, right? Going over these accounts to your kids and raising your kids up in righteousness, right? That's part of getting your house in order. Yeah, you got to get your physical temple right, but more so your spiritually temple, your spiritual house. And going over these accounts with our children, right? Because that's a commandment. Verse 6, reading on. That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. They that might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. Right? Verse 8, this is more so what I wanted right here. And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation. Right? So as we're approaching Passover, you want to just purge out that leaven, man. Your stubbornness spirit, prideful spirits, rebellious spirits. I'm going to keep reading. A generation set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God. Right? I'm going to skip down to verse 10. They kept not the covenant of God and refused to walk in his law and forgot his works and his wonders that he had showed them. Right? Verse 12. Marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers in the land of Egypt in the field of Zoan. Right? So this is going into the Passover, how you're supposed to remember these accounts. Right? Remember everything the Lord did for us and freed us, right? Showed his mighty hand. We patiently waiting for the second Exodus again, right? And we slowly approaching, right? Verse 13, he divided the sea and caused them to pass through. And he made the waters to stand as a heap, right? So all these miracles, it's crazy how in the world, we was never taught this, right? We was taught all the other miracles, and then we applied them the wrong way to our flesh. But going into it, these are the miracles that's supposed to, reoccur in your mind. You're supposed to meditate on the marvelous works of the Lord, right? As it say in Psalms 77, I believe, verse 11, right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 77. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. Right? Verse 12. I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. Right? So it's 8 days to Passover. Our conversations, right? It shouldn't be about what's going on that's carnal in the world. Yeah, we still got to be attentive of what's going on with the wars and how the Most High is shaking up everything, right? Because that's also a commandment, right? But the conversations now should be about Passover, building each other up in the spirit. See what I'm saying? Going over these accounts with our kids, right? Let's get that in the book of Exodus also. See, chapter 12. I believe it's chapter 12. If I'm not mistaken, Salakia is. In verse 26, This is Exodus chapter 12, verse 26, and it read, "And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Egypt," right? When he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, right? So we're supposed to be teaching these accounts to our kids, going over the marvelous work of the Lord, because guess what? The second Exodus is on the way. So let's stay in the spirit. We got 8 days to Passover, right? Build each other up, you know? And let's just stay in the spirit, man. Stay in the Passover spirit, right? And with that, I'm going to say Shalom. All praise to the Most High. Barak Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach. Shalom.